All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, what's going on, people? God damn it. Ronnie Speed coming back. Here, look at it. We have another panel. So this is not the 2 racks a week challenge. This is something different. So I'll open up the panel for a discussion. Let everybody join to give their opinion, thoughts, hear their stories. So the title of this meetup is the Readapt Session, ladies and gentlemen. So I wanted to make this just because, I've been making, rideshare related content for like the past, year and a half, 2 years maybe. And I see comments, I've met drivers and they always have some type of gripe or complaint that Uber and Lyft doesn't treat drivers fairly. But I never understood that. Like, what do you expect them to do? I think the most important thing is readapting your mindset, trying to figure things out, learn a skill set, and plan out your life and become self-reliant. So let's get straight into this discussion, shall we? First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who joined the panel. I'm pretty sure some people will join in later on. So once they join in, we're gonna let them in, and hopefully they chime in. So I think right now on the panel we have a total of 9 people on here, and I think Miami is leading the chat. So shout out to the 305. And what's the other zip code down there, or area code? Was it 786 or something?
786-954.
Okay, shout out to all those area codes down there and people who who out there driving. So yeah, let's get into this discussion. So like I said, this is the Readapt session, man. And the message that I want to tell you guys, or the message I want to stick in your head, is time to readapt your mindset. You want to transition your mindset so you can not only win at rideshare, but at life. And I want you all to acquire not only a positive attitude, I want you to hold yourself accountable, develop daily disciplines, inspire to be creative, persevere through all the hard times, and focus. And these characteristics will help you push through times when, times get hard when you're driving. Because I know, depending on how long you've been driving, it gets pretty monotonous. You're like, damn, man, that's all I feel like I'm doing. It's just driving. Like, man. And you dropping people off to the airport or, music festivals and stuff like that. And you kind of miss out on something like the fun. So, unless somebody in. And yeah, so those characteristics will help you push through and keep your positive mindset and, keep you going. And I have a question real quick for the panel. It's rhetorical. You don't have to answer it. Just think about all the stories that, or people that you have met who were losing at Uber and Lyft. And they always say, oh, it's not worth it. They don't treat us fairly. I wasn't making money. Or you get the nerds who they got all these stats for, certain things like, oh, well, if you drive long trips, then it's not worth it because I made a spreadsheet. Or somebody with some fancy ass strategy, like, okay, I set my destination here, then I go offline, and I set it for like 2 miles. That way I could just stay in the surge. I'm like, bro, that's way too much. And it's funny because all these people with the stats and crazy hypothesis, those are the ones who got all the time to do that. And more than likely, they not really driving if you look at their earnings. So you have to ask themselves, if they're not really winning, is it really their market or is it them and their mindset? So if you're new, if you're a seasoned vet, you have to embrace the monotonous work of driving 60, 70 hours a week or whatever the case may be to hit your goal, and develop a skill set. You should be working on other things outside of driving, man. If you only going to drive, then it's like eventually you're going to feel like you're spinning your wheels and you won't make any long-term progress. So you have to find ways to keep yourself entertained and motivated that will help you with your journey. And all these habits is what separates the winners from the losers. So focus on what you have to do to create the things in the life that you want with this opportunity. And because at the end of the day, you don't deserve anything. You have to work for it and you have to earn it. And yeah, so last week I had posted, like a little short clip, like a little short compilation of some of the videos that I've seen from like the past few years of just people complaining, drivers. And so I'm just going to play, like a little short clip, like a minute so we could see like their mindsets and their attitudes and how they approach this whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Yes, I am. Just give me 1 second. All right. Okay, share. Okay, now we sharing. Let's get it. I hear often complain that Uber doesn't treat them properly or treat them good. What does that even mean? What do you want them to give you? A bed, a place to stay, free gas, unlimited money? My friend, you are delusional.
Rideshare drivers are on strike in San Diego and in 10 other cities.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now.
He says there's a big difference between what riders pay and what drivers actually make. This month, Mission Local booked 20 Lyft and Uber rides in the San Francisco area, and they found, on average, drivers only kept 52% of what the riders paid.
We're independent contractors, so we don't really get a lot of say-so. We're showing up today to try to let them know, like, you know, this ain't cool.
We're not saying we don't want to drive for Lyft and Uber, but let's be fair about it. As independent contractor, we should have more input in saying what's going on.
Is that drivers haven't returned to the roads in large numbers after the pandemic, and that low supply has sent prices skyrocketing.
We don't have good condition to continue working with this company.
Drivers say they're running on empty.
I paid everything in gas, and we need more support, we need more help.
Protesters say their earnings and working conditions have gotten worse since Californians passed Prop 22 in November.
So 55 cents is a joke. It's a publicity stunt. They need to listen to the drivers. They need to compensate them correctly, and they need to cover the cost of the gas.
Like for 6 years, and the money was higher. Now it's getting cut, and they're offering just a small portion. They offer a lot more money.
Uber argues driver pay per trip has been increasing nationwide, up 37% from January through May. Lyft says drivers are making substantially more than they were before the pandemic, upwards of $30 an hour in some California cities.
What if they don't give you anything? What you gonna do about it? Quick thoughts on that, man. You see all those drivers, negative mindset. They just have like a taker's mentality. They just want to take. Oh, we need this, give us this. And it's like, if you're capable and you, especially if you're a man, it's like, why do you need another man to give you something? Like, figure it out, man. You don't need nobody to give you anything. Talk about, what do we want? Higher pay. When do we want it? No. Names, man. Turkey necks, just ugly, no drive. Yeah, somebody, yeah, exactly. Pay for the gas. Like, come on, bro. Just think about it like this. If you was the CEO of Uber, Lyft, or whatever rideshare company, you think you're going to cover everybody costs, gas, and all that? Hell no. You're going to make it as cheap as possible so you could turn profits. And, you know, you can't be mad at the fact that they want to do that. You know, it is what it is. But you do have the opportunity to meet thousands of people, network, and learn something else, because another thing that they mentioned was the work conditions. What, like, y'all not going into a factory? Like, what are you talking about work conditions, man? Like, you in your car. So I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, work conditions, like you working at an Amazon factory, no AC, and it's like 90 or 100 degrees, man. So they just capping, man. They just big babies. So one thing that they definitely could do is readapt their mindset and start to hold themselves accountable. Because, you know, nobody forced them to drive. They made a conscious decision to do this, man. So real quick, I'm going to break down the acronym of readapting. So, you know, y'all know I like acronyms. So readapting, realigning, embracing, and adjusting disciplines to achieve purposeful transformation. Say that again. Realigning, embracing, and adjusting disciplines to achieve a purposeful transformation, man. So I'm gonna do a few more breakdowns and go a little quick short story of myself, how I got started and how I exactly went about readapting my mindset. And then we will open up, you know, the panel discussion. So first, we're gonna start with why. And, you know, to make it very simple, you don't want a whole fucking book definition. It's very simple. You want to be a winner, you know, because nobody, like I said, nobody gonna give you anything, and you in control of your life. And regardless of how much you complain, who you complain to, it's your life. And to make it as binary as possible, either you win or you lose.
Nice.
And nobody care about the excuses. Like, are you a winner? Or are you losing? And
Nice.
people want to be associated with winners, and winners never give up. They resilient. They don't quit.
Nice.
They accept their losses, and they move forward, and they embrace like the loss. Like, okay, damn, this didn't work. Let me try this. Compared to, oh, well, it's not fair. They don't treat us fairly, man. The conditions. We need money for gas. Shut up. So you have a simple choice. A choice to abandon comfort for discomfort. Now, comfort meaning what exactly? Working 40 hours, getting benefits, work-life balance, something that's quote unquote stable, and pretty much living an average, comfortable life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm pretty sure if you found my channel, you drive and you out here grinding, and obviously you want something other than that. There's something inside of you that tells you that you want more in your life and that you want to become more, which is the right way to go about it. So what is discomfort? Pain mentally and physically, sacrificing for a short term. Sacrifice a short term for long-term pleasure and success. So you have to work long hours. You will take short-term losses. Sometimes you will doubt yourself. You will feel feelings of embarrassment if things don't work out as fast as you want them to, or the way that you want them to. And that's just how it is. And this will be hard. And many will give up. Many will perish. They will quit. But make it a conviction to never give up on yourself or quit on your dreams, because ultimately you will end up quitting on yourself. So this is a commitment that you have to keep to yourself long term. And only you know what you want out of life. So look at it that way. Now I'll say when. When should you start to readapt your mindset, start to think about this? I would say start now, of course. Don't waste this opportunity. Stop procrastinating. Because oftentimes procrastination can lead you in a bad route in life. And also, you'll just waste a bunch of time. You don't have time to waste. Because every day you're on earth, you're dying. So you got to hurry up and make shit happen. So how can you do this? How can you go about readapting your mindset? And you go about readapting your mindset by developing new daily disciplines. So I'll say I got a few little checkpoints or checklists, whatever you want to call it. I'll say set some goals for yourself. Set some weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. Regardless if you get them, if you don't hit them all, if you hit a few, you're better off than not setting goals at all and just wasting a bunch of time and feeling confused and like you can't do anything. I believe oftentimes people are frustrated and confused because they don't have no direction. So if you're not taking action, that's when all the self-doubt and your confidence, starts to diminish, because you're not doing anything. You're not taking action. You're just sitting there and shit just happening. So set some goals for yourself. And of course, once you do set some goals for yourself, try to make 2 racks in a week, man. I think the 2 racks a week challenge, I made this so you could challenge yourself. If you coming from, a 9-to-5 job, more likely than not, you probably never really challenged yourself. Some maybe have, some haven't. You just do enough not to get fired. You could go through the motions, work 40 hours or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you could work overtime, and that's it. But you don't reap the true benefits of relying on yourself, taking action, and overcoming adversity, such as waking up early when you say you was gonna wake up early. It's totally different, because if you got to be at work at 9 a.m., you're gonna be at work at 9 a.m. or your ass gonna get fired. But let's say you driving, but okay, tomorrow it's the start of the week. I'm gonna start at 4:35 in the morning. Bam, let's go. When that alarm goes off, what are you gonna do about it? You gonna get up? You gonna go back to sleep? You gonna get up then go back to sleep, or or absolutely nothing? And that's some of the things that you learn about yourself, and try to make, like I said, 2 racks a week, man. The challenge is you will learn a lot about yourself, because like Leonard said, man, one thing that you said I remember is you versus you, and that's true. Like some people, oh, it's too much competition out there. No, the biggest competition is yourself. You in competition with yourself, and that's it. Drivers, they come, they go, but the things that you tell yourself, like, oh man, nah, I ain't gonna go out there because XYZ, or I don't feel like it. It's easy to rationalize your bad decisions and your shortcomings. So try to make $2,000 a week. And that would be the beginning of most people's journey when they can hit that 2 racks a week. Because they will realize, like, damn, if I could make this $2,000, I could do this again and again, and potentially I could make $100,000. And I think that's what most people want to do, make 6 figures, especially if you are transitioning from a 9 to 5 to doing this, because a lot of people switch over and they make more money doing this than they were at their job. And that's pretty big for most people. Next point, work on a skill set that can set you up so you don't have to drive as much, or drive it because it becomes optional. Think of everything that you are good at, that you have knowledge in, that you could share with the world, make money from, or find some type of way to start a business, because things will change, inflation, and you don't want to sit in the car over and over again for a bunch of time, man, because like I said earlier, it will be like you are spinning your wheels. And I'll say aim to drive at least 60 hours a week. That kind of falls in, I guess, the 2 racks a week challenge. 60 hours, 2 racks a week, if you hear the song. But at some point, I would highly recommend everybody to drive the full 84 hours. Try to drive at least a week until you get kicked off the app every day, so you can see for yourself what the true earning potentials are from driving Uber and Lyft. Because everybody have all these theories like, oh, you can't make money, you can't do this. But if you drove 12 hours a day for 7 days a week and got kicked off every day, and you could prove it, one, you know that you tried your best. Two, that's the most objective that you can go. So 84 hours and like, bam, okay, this is exactly what I made. So it's like you really don't have too much room for error in that time frame. And that way you can see, like, okay, this is how much I can make in 84 hours. And if you choose to do it again, that's cool. But I would say try to repeat it for at least 1 month, then 3 months, then so on and so forth. And once you do it, you'll learn so much about yourself, so much about your market, and you will know your confidence will go up for sure. Because if you out there, especially on a holiday, when most people not working, and you just make a commitment just to do it, then you're like, damn, it was slow, then it picked up, and I still made 300, 350, and it's like, shit, now you can make money pretty much any day, whatever's going on, and you'll be a winner. And oh yeah, this is one of my favorite things, push-ups, man. Get yourself some perfect push-ups, or they don't have to be perfect push-ups, whatever. And try to do like 200 push-ups a day, and increase them by 200 each month if possible, so you can strengthen your body and your mindset. Because push-ups is hard, man, especially when you're driving, it's getting busier. You're like, damn, gotta pull over, knock out another set. But over time, you go from 200 to 400 to 800, then 1,000. Then it's like, damn, man. You start rack up so many push-ups, and passengers, they be in the back, oh my God, what gym do you go to? Like, nah, I just be doing push-ups, man. That's why my arms so fucking big. And last but not least, hold yourself accountable for everything, the good and the bad. If you hold yourself accountable, life would be much easier, because everything is your fault to some degree. Some things you can't control, but most of the time it's your fault, especially if you're going to do this full time, man. It's just easier to hold yourself accountable and stop playing the blame game, because nobody's going to fix it. And, that's how the cookie crumbles. So I'm going to go a little short, background about myself and my rideshare experience. And what was the first time I realized the true potential in this. And once I went about readapting my mindset, hold on, get some water. Okay, so I've been doing rideshare officially for about 6 years, maybe 4.5 or 5 years full time, whatever. And I learned a lot about myself. Uber and Lyft will test you over and over again. When people say they want success, do they really want it, or it's just a cool talking point? Do you think they really ready to do something over and over again for years and dedicate themselves for years until they hit their goal, or will they just quit? When I started, my main objective was to, get back in school. First I was working 2 jobs at the San Francisco airport. A friend of mine showed me Uber and what he was making. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna try this. You making a lot of money. So that's my first turning point to readapt my mindset when I seen the earnings that he was making. And I'm like, damn, should I go back to school? Now I'm making shit more than the teachers. And I honestly didn't see myself driving this long, but honestly, I'm glad I stuck with it. Being an athlete, I learned to overcome adversities. I transitioned my mindset to that same mindset to the rideshare game. I didn't have any big goals when I first started. My main objective was to get back in school. And over time, I readapted my mindset to set goals, to work harder, to become better, to learn new things, and to be disciplined. And my turning point in my life was in 2019 when I received my 2018 1099. And I think at the time I had grossed like 80,000 and net like 60. And once I looked at that, I kind of laughed. I'm like, oh, I made this much? And I knew instantly I could do a lot better. I'm like, I just pretty much bullshitted this. So I was like, okay, this year, let me make a goal for myself to try to hit 6 figures, try to make $1,000. And I knew it would be hard, but I knew I could do it. And that was my turning point to readapting my mindset to becoming a winner. And I told myself I was going to make it, and I did it. And during this process, I said, what is the best way to go about, making 100,000 and to be the best and to show people on the internet, because I knew I was going to make a YouTube channel at the time, what's the true earning potentials of rideshare. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to drive 12 hours a day, and I'm going to try my best for 30 days and see what I can make in a month from an objective standpoint. And this when I started to discover the hidden gems of Uber and Lyft. So some points how I readapted my mindset. The first one was to make a goal to be the best. I wanted to be the best at this just because I knew I was creative. I knew I was charismatic just from playing sports and hearing, oh, you're so charismatic, you're so funny. Set a goal to make 100,000. Did a 30-day challenge for myself, 12 hours a day for 30 days. And also spending 1 hour a day on, something I could learn as far as like a skill set, eating better food, and push-ups. And things that I had to overcome in that time frame, self-doubt. Sometimes I doubted myself, was like, damn, is this the right thing to do? Like, well, maybe I should go back and get a job and, maybe it's safer, especially during 2020. Because 2020, rideshare wasn't there. Well, it was there, but, everybody was at home, so it wasn't really much anything going on. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I would learn, some type of marketable skill set, and I could eventually go to a corporate America. So I hopped online, was learning about Salesforce, which is pretty much like a platform that you could manage like customers and relationships and stuff. But I ultimately just stuck to the plan, I also had to overcome other people's opinions because when I first said I'm gonna do rideshare full time, a lot of people look at me like I was crazy. Like, what? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you leave your job and get rid of your flight benefits to drive a car? That's stupid. But they didn't see the earning potential or the freedom with their time, and I valued that. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, how I wanted to do it. I don't like complying just to do it and follow. I hate being a follower. Lack of focus on one main goal. Because when I started driving, I started meeting tons of people. They started telling me about different resources. Oh, you could do this. They started talking to me. They like my mindset. They like my attitude. But here, check this out. Here's my card. I do this. I do insurance. Then you start to, network and go to different seminars, and sometimes you could get all scattered. You try to do this and try to do too many things at once, and nothing really gets done. So focusing on one thing, one main goal instead of being scattered, I had to overcome. Not having any like disciplines. When I first started, I was just driving. I was waking up driving, you know, set a goal for like 200. Sometime I did that like 5, 6 hours, went back home and wasted a bunch of time. And the last but not least, no purpose or vision for myself in the future. So hard times will come and you will be tested. Never give up. The hardest year for most people was during 2020. And if you went through 2020 and you survived, you know, this should be easy for you. This should be a cakewalk. And that is pretty much it for myself. So I'm going to open up, the for the panel, and whoever want to start, sharing some of their stories, like why they started, what made them want to join Uber and Lyft, who told them about it, and how exactly did they go about readapting their mindset as far as when things got hard for them, or the things that they have had to overcome as far as like roadblocks to make more money and to make this work. Because I'm pretty sure if y'all on this channel and on this call right now, y'all had came across some tough times and you did things differently, and bam, then you end up figuring it out and making it work. So whoever want to start, you can just unmute yourself and start talking. I give the floor to you.
I got you, Ronnie. I'll start it off.
All right, for sure.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nick, down south, Miami, Florida. What made me get into Uber and Lyft? So I come from a sales background. So I was in a call center, and I was trying to figure it out. 9 to 5, making it work. I had a boss, I had managers, all of that stuff, and when you get a job, you got to work by their schedule. So my whole life was orchestrated around my work schedule. I'm like, damn, but whatever, you do it because that's all I knew. But right before the pandemic, I actually had to let it go. I got into some things, was like, you know what? I'm tired of working on their schedule. I need to figure something out. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna jump into something. So I learned how to program. I learned how to do a couple different things, but I'm like, man, I can't pay my bills like this. So I was like, I'm paying on my car, so I might as well use it. And so, of course, when you paying on your, the easiest thing to do with your car is to do Uber and Lyft. So I jumped into Uber and Lyft. Now, at first, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was like, man, I'm only gonna do this temporary. I'm only gonna do this temporary.
Yeah.
Then people would ask me, oh, what you doing for work? Because I know you love XYZ. I'm making it.
Yeah,
Because Uber, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Uber, a lot of people say Uber ain't a real job. Lyft ain't a real job. They look down on you, and it's like, I ain't want to tell people, but you know what I'm saying? But I started it right around the pandemic, 2020. That first year, kind of similar to yourself. I'm like, okay, this is moving. This is kind of, I'm good. I wake up 2:00, done by 7:00 in the morning. I got my whole day.
Yeah.
And then I made more than I was making, working 40 hours.
Right.
So, yeah, man. So that's what got me into Uber and Lyft. And I think your last question was, how did I readjust my mindset?
Yeah.
When I first started with Uber and Lyft, it was slow. I'm just gonna be honest. It was the beginning of the pandemic. Everybody was scared, and I'm like, damn, is this the smartest decision for myself?
Yeah, that's self-doubt.
Like, I'm letting these people in the car because like I said, I'm from Miami. Everybody know about Miami. We didn't wear masks. It was just a lot of people that just didn't wear masks. So it was like they would call the Uber, get in the car, and it's like, I got my mask on because Uber make us wear the mask. So I'm over here like this. So you gonna put on your mask? They looking at me like, nah, I'm not. okay, so what you think I know you or something? Like we had all of those awkward conversations. But yeah, man, I had to readjust because I was like, damn, is this something that I want to do? And I was just like, well, I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna figure it out. And
Mm-hmm.
2 years later, I let that commitment ride out, and now I'm in a lot better place.
Yeah,
So,
man. That's great, man. I'm glad you stuck with it. So what made you stick with it instead of like giving up and going back to like having a real job, whatever the fuck that mean? Like why'd you stick with it?
to be honest, like I said, I had a regular job before this, so
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. You get paid on the 1st and the 15th. In my
Mhm.
case, it was the 10th and the 25th. So I'm like, I already knew when I was getting paid on the 10th and the 25th. You got to wait 2 weeks.
Mhm.
But when I started doing Uber, it was slow, but I was able to cash out instantly.
Yeah.
So it was like I go do a ride, oh damn, I need gas money. I need $30. Let me do 3 rides. All right, I do 3 rides. It's still slow, but like I got $30. Okay, let me
Mhm.
go get some gas. Well, I might be able to do a couple more rides. Now I got money for food. And then and that was when it was slow.
Yeah.
And then it kept picking up little by little. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do Uber until I pay my next bill. And
Mhm.
so let's say the bill was $120. All right, I'm gonna make my money until I'm gonna work until I make $120. And then when I make $120, I'm done. Then
Right.
I would pay the bill, and it's like, okay, well, shit, that was a little easy,
Mhm.
you know, like, damn, all right, well, maybe, I still got the rest of the day. Let me go a little bit longer, and then they'll be
Right.
like, all right. And then, so what made me stick? The money, man, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was making good money.
Right. Yeah, man. I know exactly what you. Oh, I got a question for you, because like in the intro video, when people were saying complain about like the work environment or workspace, describe the work environment that you were in at your normal job. Then once you switched over to driving, doing rideshare, what's the differences between the work environments and your mindset?
Okay, so the work environment at my normal job. Now, I had a couple jobs before that, but in a call center, it's literally you sit down in front of a computer, you don't move, you make phone calls, you have on your headphones, and you lock into that computer. Every time you get up, you're clocked. Every time you go to the bathroom, you're clocked. Every time you're
Yep.
not making phone calls, you're clocked. So you want to talk about a work environment? It's like you're micromanaged. I mean, now my boss was really good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, they know everything that you're doing. Or, vice versa when I was working in the warehouses. Yeah,
Yep.
it's hot. All you picking up boxes and you just loading. This is all you're doing right here. This is all day for 8 hours. Now you compare that to Uber and Lyft. Your work environment is your car. So if
Yeah.
you got a bad work environment, it's your car.
Right. Right. That's what I'm
Upgrade.
saying. Like, yeah, maybe
Like,
upgrade. Like, do your car stink? Like, what do you mean work environment? Like,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You got the AC on the temperature that you want. I mean, yes, the passengers try to control it.
yeah, right,
But I
right.
mean, let's just be honest, man. If you don't like the cold, I'm not gonna have my AC on 65. Come on,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
It's,
It's the
yeah.
best work environment because you don't, like you say, you don't have nobody micromanaging you. Like, oh, well, somebody get to tell you, all right, you could take a 10 or a 15-minute break. Like, damn, what is this recess? Like you a little kid or something. And
You can go
I
file
don't know.
line.
Yeah, I don't see how people like enjoy that. I hated it, man. And I'm gonna talk about the work environment as well. Oftentimes, if you are around a bunch of people, most of the people hate their job. They don't want to do that shit. So then they start complaining. Then one person complained, then two, three people complained, then 8 people complained. So before you know it, it's just like a disease full of people just complaining about the job that they coming into every day just to complain about. So it's like, why not just leave and do something else or change your situation? Because you only waste the time and you sitting there frustrated and it's pointless, man. Just like, all right, I'm not happy. I'm gonna make the decision to do so. I'm pretty sure y'all met, some passengers who said that they weren't happy with their job and all this, then you like, well, why don't you just quit? Well, I like my team, or maybe I gotta do this and do this. So I'm thinking about quitting probably like the next like 3 or 5. You like, God damn. Like in 3 or 5 years, one, you're not guaranteed 3 to 5 years, but two, who knows how much growth you could have done if you'd have been, pursuing something else that you're at least interested in, or that you could have a happy, happy life, man. I think your happiness is important to your success, man. I thank you, Nick, for sharing. Anybody else want to share, some of like their stories and how they readapted their mindset since they've been driving and their growth?
I'll share, bro.
All right. Thanks.
Well, my background, I was in law enforcement. So when you talk about working environments, I worked in a prison. So that's one of the worst environments you could possibly be in. You know what I mean? So for me, going from that environment to running my own show, it's beautiful. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I go from dealing with, 1 to 100 men. Now I deal with one-on-one, or a family, or a mom and a child. You know what I'm saying? So that's a relief for me. So when people complain about working environment, or they complain about money, for me personally, I just laugh at it.
Yeah.
Because all of us, whether we do it part-time or full-time, while we're working that space, we're entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? So a lot of people that are complaining still have that 9 to 5 workers mentality.
Yep.
When you switch your mentality to now I'm an owner, now I'm a boss, now I'm an entrepreneur, it's a different mindset. So a lot of the people that are complaining still have that, I need to work 9 to 5, and I don't want to work weekends, and I don't want to work between this time, I don't want to work club hours. And that's why they cap their income. You know what I'm saying? They're capping their income. Lyft and Uber not capping their income. Right. They say you can drive as much as you want to drive. But sometimes, we cap ourselves because we put mental blocks on ourselves. You know what I mean? And, myself included, I get my lazy days, and I'm like, man, I don't want to drive 2 hours.
Right.
I ain't feeling today. It's raining too hard, or it's too cold outside. You know what I'm saying? But on the flip side of that, we have an opportunity to really go and get it. Like Nick was saying, he's like, man, I want to pay this bill. I'm gonna go out and go pay this bill. How many people can really say that?
Not many.
You know what I'm saying? Not many. Most people like, man, I'll get paid till Friday. You know what I'm saying? I gotta borrow from my aunt, or I gotta borrow from my baby mom, or I gotta borrow from my cousin, my brother. Yeah. We can literally go out, hustle, pay a bill. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta wait till Friday. We don't have to get our lights cut off.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't gotta wait till
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? That's some sneakers for school. All right, let me go hustle, make $100, $150 real quick. Go get them something. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing as far as I'm concerned, because there's not too many jobs you can literally go out, go get your paycheck, and come right back home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can cash out your paycheck before you even get back home.
Facts.
5 times in one setting. You know what I mean? So a lot of people got to look at the blessings involved and stop looking at the negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said before, it's all mindset and discipline. Like I have, as you know, I have several businesses. So this week, I only made like 300 in Lyft. You know what I'm saying? But my other business, I made 3,000.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So I had to personally say for me, like, all right, do I do 60 hours this week, or do I work 10, 15 hours and do some events with my other business? All right, well, this is going to make me, 3,000, 4,000 working 15 hours. And this is going to make me 2,000 working 60 hours. All right, I'm going for the 15, 20 hours. You know what I mean? So when you said before about developing yourself, a lot of these drivers too that are full-time, what I'm noticing is that that's their only source of income. So now when you have 4, 5, 6, 7 different streams of income, if they're raising gas prices, or, the cost of oil is going up or whatever, it's like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm going to leave this on the back burner right now. I'm going to focus on this, what I got going on this project over here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So the main thing is being versatile. We got to be versatile. You know what I mean? And that's where networking comes in. Like you were saying before, networking. You might have somebody that you drove that does stocks or does trading. You might want to learn how to do that. You know, you might want to take a course in personal training, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Now you have the flexibility because you're an entrepreneur, you own your time. Now you have the flexibility of branching out.
Yep.
So that's very important. Like you said before, with personal development, I took a seminar like a week or two ago, and I posted up on my Facebook. Nobody's gonna push y'all unless we push ourselves.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna say, hey, you gotta fly to Denver, or you gotta fly to Miami, you gotta fly to Charlotte for the seminar. You gotta do that yourself. You know, the rewards are big. The rewards are big up here. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta have that discipline to do so. So, you know, again, I love this stuff that you be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like this little get together, I love it because you actually see people in other markets. They like sometimes you feel when you driving that car, like, damn, I'm by myself. Ain't nobody else doing this, nobody else struggling, or nobody else, you know, is tired like I am. But when you see this, like, damn, he had the same stroke, he had the same flat tire I had this week.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Man.
Mechanic messed up on my car this week too. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing that we can have people in different parts of the country and we all have that same mentality, all have that same, you know, get together. So I thank you again, my brother, because I appreciate this.
Yeah, man. Damn, that's a lot to unpack, but you made a lot of good points, especially, you know, people coming into this like with the whole 9-to-5 mindset. It's like you said, man, you like an owner now and you have to work harder. And like the rewards is fucking endless. Like you're not capped. You could create the life that you want. Just, you know, working hard, developing skills, being disciplined, being persistent, not giving up. And those are some of the characteristics that I mentioned earlier that you need to have to win. And you coming from like the prison, what was in it, or what was you telling yourself like, all right, man, I need some more money? Like, what made you even want to start another business?
All right. When I worked at the prison, I worked at every level you could think of. I worked at the county, state, and federal. I worked at every level. I have 4-bedroom house, foreigns in the driveway. I'm doing good for myself.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing was time, bro. Like right now, I got 2 kids. I got a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old, and my 7-year-old's in football now. With that type of job, like police officers, you 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Prisons don't close. So I was making good money, but I had no time. I was missing every event, holidays, working on Christmas Eve, missing every game, practice. Now it's like, all right, you know what? Destination mode to the game. All right, I'm heading to the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or if after the game, you know, I want to go make couple extra dollars because my son won that game and I want to give him something special from Walmart or whatever. I'm gonna go make a couple dollars and go to Walmart and go. You know what I'm saying? It was the time freedom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And like, even my girl was like, "Oh, why would you go back to the?" I said, "Hell nah." I said, "Nah," because you can't get that time back, man. That's the most precious thing we got is time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm working in that field and seeing, you know, some of these cats locked up, you know, and not everybody locked up is a bad person.
Right.
You know, some got bad breaks. And I talked to these cats, and you know, some of them just didn't have a good lawyer, and they some of them are innocent. You know what I'm saying? And their time is wasting away in a cell. And I'm like, but me being locked up with them, even though I get paid for it, I felt the same way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Once that door closed, I'm locked up with you.
Yeah.
So not being in that field for the past couple of months, I feel like I've done 10 years and I just got out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making the best of every opportunity. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm the time freedom was my biggest thing, bro. The time freedom.
Yeah, man. People, I'm glad you mentioned that point. People, they don't understand the value of their time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because even when I'm driving now, I go to pick up somebody and I see they got a mask on. I'm like, why the fuck are you wearing a mask? Then I'm like, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Well, you know, I'm used to it, or I guess I'm trained. And it's just like that whole mindset and just conforming. It's like no resistance, whatever you told to do, no fight, no ambition. I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, how? I don't get it. Like, and then like you, or like you, oh yeah, I'm about to travel. Yeah, tickets are cheap to go such and such. People, they don't care. They don't care about nothing. They don't want to try to fly first class. They don't want to take nice trips. Whatever is cheap and whatever is convenient. It's like they don't have the ability to delay pleasure or really count on themselves. I don't know if y'all see some of the videos I've done on the channel, like asking passengers if they could get paid to do anything, what would they get paid to do? And people, they have some type of idea of what they would like to do, like long term, and they always have some type of but I'm not good, or but my parents, they wanted me to do this, and it's like why not just try it, like try to go after it, because you're not gonna be happy anyway with what you're doing. A lot of people think just because they go to school and if they graduate and they work for a company, that's like the pinnacle, and that they're gonna be happy. Then you get to work 4 or 5 days a week. On the weekends, go to brunch, hang out with your friends. Maybe y'all talk about work when y'all hanging out, whatever's on Netflix, and that's pretty much it. There's no accomplishment, no achievement, nothing that's that's real meaningful and that add value. And I think that's the best thing about this, because everybody has some type of idea that they want to be the best at something, or maximize their life, helping people out, networking, being around like-minded individuals. And it's hard to find people that's on the same frequency as us, because most people don't care. I'm pretty sure, David, that like when you start telling people everything that you into or what you do, oh man, that's too much work. Or what about like fun? Like, what do you do for fun? When do you have time for fun? It's like the stuff that y'all consider fun is not fun to me. Like, but going to a concert, yelling and taking a bunch of drugs for somebody who don't care about you, that's fun. Like, that's not you. You're not getting paid to show up to the theater. You just a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like for me, like it was a when I started going to work, then I started making more than my boss between rideshare and my other businesses. I got to a point where, excuse my language, I had a fucking attitude.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you making 70, I'm making 140,000.
Yeah.
I don't know, listen to you saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm making doctor money now. Like, I ain't worried about what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? But it was a mindset. You know what I'm saying? My mindset was, this has to work. There is no other option.
Yep.
And that's when you grow. You know what I'm saying? If you start I got plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you'll probably get through all those plans, but you make no money.
Yep.
If you say, look, this is the only way my kids are gonna eat. It's the only way I can provide for myself. That's when our creativity as human beings we tap into it. And then the sky's the limit. But not everybody wants to. It's funny because not everybody wants to do that. And I'm okay with that. Because if everybody wants to do it, the market be flooded.
Yeah.
So we need those 9-to-5 mindset people.
Yep, exactly.
The difference is we don't need them around us. We need people like us around us to keep us going. But they have their lane. I'm cool with their lane.
Yep,
Just
me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody can't be like us, man. And I love it. Like, it's kind of frustrating, like just picking people like, yeah, about to go have fun, and they just like, shut up. It's irritating. But then, I calm down a little bit. It's like, we need y'all. We need people like y'all, because I'm glad y'all going out, dressing up for Halloween and drinking and doing all this stuff. And I'm out here still, beating the nail on the hammer, trying to level up, and I'm going to get there. Then when I get there, I don't want to hear, oh, you're lucky, or easy for you to say. Like, man, when I was out here grinding, y'all didn't even want to even acknowledge the fact, or like Nick said, oh, this is not a real job, or like, what do you mean real job? What is a real job, man? You get a name tag, so therefore it's a real job. You don't have a real job. You got a fucking controlled lunch break. Like, that's not real to me, man. But yeah, thanks for sharing your story. Anybody else want to go?
I got you, Speak.
Okay.
Yeah, you said control lunch break, so that kind of triggered me right there in my head, man.
Okay.
So I'm Curtis Taylor, up in the Dallas streets, posted up right now. And my story, I've been doing Uber and Lyft for 5.5 years. I started doing it part-time while working at a warehouse. And I say about 4 or 5 months ago, I made the transition to go full-time.
Okay.
It was just getting tired, just the 9 to 5. In my case, it was actually 10, 11-hour shifts. So, doing the 12 hours a day driving till you get kicked off the app, I was pretty much ready for it already. So, it's been a good transition, some good experiences, meet some cool people and stuff.
Yeah.
There be moments and stuff, but overall it's cool just thinking about where I had come from, where I came from, the growth, everything is just leveling up. That part right there, That's the most important part to me right there. Leveling up, the opportunities, just being out here driving in these streets every day, just seeing, you just see stuff. You see
Right,
stuff
right.
that you wouldn't see when you was working at a 9 to 5.
Absolutely. And you said like leveling up. What was your epiphany? Like once you started to do this, like what was that moment in time that it hit you? Like, you know what, man, I'm capable of doing more. You know, I can rely on myself. I don't need to rely on this job and, you know, be controlled and work 11 hours and be around a bunch of negative people. What was
Oh,
your turnaround point?
I would say the epiphany was being at that warehouse. I was one of the hardest workers there.
Hmm.
And you're not really getting that recognition. Then you
Right.
got people who they don't do shit.
Yep.
And they buddy with the managers and stuff. And I'm like, I deserve better. And if
Yeah.
anybody gonna take care of me in life, it's gonna be me. So I'm about to work hard for me and I'm gonna see the rewards out of it. That was the
Facts.
epiphany right there.
Mhm.
And then I got one of those petty epiphanies also. It was last summer. Yeah, the summer that just passed, because you know it'll get hot out here in Dallas in the
Mhm.
warehouse. So summertime, we working, sweating, no AC. So that was those work conditions. And management come down at break time and give us some popsicles, some otter pop. So what they call them? Some
Yeah,
otter
Otter Pops.
pops.
Yeah, I know what you're
Some
talking
otter pop.
about.
What I'm doing some otter pots.
Right. I
People
want
over
some
here
money.
passing out and stuff.
Yeah, keep you distracted. That's what they do. Like, oh, here we go. Ah, can I get can I
So
get two? Yeah.
they had one limit, one popsicle
Oh
limit.
man.
But on the real though, that was the epiphany right there. Like, I'm already a hard worker,
Mhm.
but I'm not seeing the results.
Yeah.
So I know I can work hard for me and I'll get the results that I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that, man. And I that brings me back to like when I was working at the airport, you know, some like the vets that been there 15, 20 plus years, like, you know, they kind of manipulate the system and you know, they don't work hard. Well, some of them do, but of course, there's always somebody who don't work hard, and you know they'll try to manipulate it. Oh, I got an injury. You got the pettiest, weakest injury. Then they just milking the system. It's like, man, come on, bro. And then,
Yep.
like you say, you don't get no recognition. Then sometimes, like some companies or some managers, they'll like prey on you if they know that you work hard and they know that you will show up. And it's like they'll take advantage of you, and they'll just then it's like you end up doing all the work. You don't get the recognition for it, and the same person who lazy that's next to you, y'all get the same amount of money. And you work way harder than him. So it's like, man, fuck this. I'm about to do this for me.
Yep.
And you know, because I was pushing myself before I left the airport, and I was coming in, you know, working there 10, 11, 12 hours. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna implement the same work ethic to myself. And you know, because I knew the benefits was much greater than just staying there, being on somebody else's time and being used and abused. You know,
Mhm.
but yeah, man. Thanks for yeah. And one last thing, what have you learned mostly like about yourself in these past, you know, few months, you know, driving as far as like, you know, getting your confidence up and getting over some of those roadblocks, mental roadblocks.
I learned that I'm adaptable. So
Hmm.
anytime something pop off, bad gas prices go up, um, if I had a late night, because I'm used to starting early, and
Hmm.
if I have a late night, and I'll force myself up the next morning, and if I don't get up, if I get up a little later, I just force myself to do the 12 hours, just keep it going. So yeah, one important thing I learned about myself, I'm a fighter. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
grinding and go getter.
Yeah. Have to, man. And I'm glad you know was open minded to keep fighting and you know even take my content in and just soak in the game because some people look at it they'll just start hating like, well, what about this? It's like, damn, you already trying to disqualify me,
Yeah.
and it's like, why? Because I don't care if you do it or not, man. It's really for you to make the decision if you want to try it. Then once you try it, then you're like, okay, now I see what he's talking about. Let me try to do this differently. So yeah, shout out to you for doing that, man. Thanks for sharing.
Appreciate
And
it.
Anybody else want to share like their readapt story and everything?
For sure.
All right, go
I
ahead. Go
just,
ahead.
man, long story short, I started 2019. I started with how I started. I just needed some bread. I needed some money. So how I found out about Uber, my barber at the time, he used to drive like in between haircuts.
Okay.
But he was so like he was the total opposite. Like his attitude was negative, bro. Like he always complained like about every little thing. So, but one thing he told me, he said, "Man, this shit is easy. Like it's like driving around picking up money." So that's the reason why he did it. So anyway, long story short, I was working at the studio 2019. Studio closed down. I needed to make some money. Found out about Uber through the barber. Tried it out. I had a totally different experience from everything this man was telling me. Like all my passengers was A1, like no bad experience, no negative energy. So I stuck with it. Like I was making 1,000 a week, probably a little over 1,000 because I had to pay the rental at the time. And I was comfortable, bro. Like I was living life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I ran into a gentleman at the airport at LAX. I'm in LA. And he told me about Ronnie Channel. So I checked it out. Well, I bookmarked it, like the watch later. You know, you can save videos to watch later on YouTube. Got to the house, checked it out. Bro, that's when everything changed for me. Like just seeing you like get up and literally do the same thing I'm doing, but at a level that I can only imagine myself doing it at the time. So man, that changed it, bro. That's it. That's all I needed. From there on, I just started challenging myself. Then I learned a lot about myself. I learned I was lazy. I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't taking it serious enough. So I had to readjust. And I failed and failed and failed and failed.
Yep.
And eventually, shit, here we are.
Yeah,
now
man.
It's every day now. It's like it's a piece of cake now. But I say it's a lot of trial and error. And you gotta be willing. Everything when you out there, certain things you don't want to do. Like I think Nick was saying it earlier, like, oh, it's too cold outside today, or I don't want to drive at a certain time. Like
right.
On the other side of that mentality is where success lies. So if you could just get to that other side, you'll be able to experience that other version of yourself, and that's where it's on from there.
Facts, man. Yeah, you hit something on the nail on the head. Like earlier, once you said like you was comfortable, like you get your 1,000, you was comfortable. That's how it was when I first started. I didn't really take it serious because like if you transitioning and from like a normal job, and let's say you getting paid bi-weekly, shit, just getting a weekly check, that's enough. So if you getting like $600 to $800 bi-weekly, if you getting $400 or $500 a week, shit, you be like, oh, I'm cool. So I'm making more money.
You ain't used
I got
to that.
this in a week. Yeah.
Yeah, you experienced that for the first time. You like, oh, okay. Like this is it. But in reality, you leaving so much on the table. Like Nick said, you pay that bill, 2 o'clock, you come in, you got the whole day, bro. Like it's money left on the table. So you got to continue to challenge yourself.
Yeah, you do, because it was times where, as I start to learn more about, driving in my market, I start to set little goals. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to make $200. Then, like I said, I did it in a few hours and I'm up, hit my goal and I go home. And I'm just at the crib, just wasting a bunch of time watching Netflix,
on the Xbox,
taking naps. At the time, was I even playing? Maybe so. Maybe I was playing like Madden and shit. And you like, damn, I'm wasting a lot of time, man. Like, damn, I'm wasting a bunch of time. Let me try to make 250, 300. Then you start to progress. And another thing that the reason why I started to progress is because people used to piss me off. Like, yeah, I had a friend, they used to drive, but they said that they weren't making money. I'm like, how? Like, I was even grinding. I'm like, how are they not making money? Like, they're an idiot. There's plenty of money out here. They not putting the time in. And people, they can't hold themselves accountable, and they just have, like the 9-to-5 mindset. It's up on you, and you can make as much money as you want to, like within 84 hours. But the question is, are you going to get it? And most people, they not going to get it. Oh, it's too much work. I just want to, work, normal hours and go home and, watch football and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you get those type of results if that's what you want to do. So, but yeah, But yeah, man, what's some of the things that you learned about yourself since you've been, driving and, overcoming, adversity and taking L's to finally figuring it out and, winning at it?
I learned that I overthink way too much.
I like that.
Like, there's no thinking in this. Like, there's nothing to think about. It's just get to it. Like Nike, just do it. Like, so I learned that I would overthink. Example, like I would try to plan out my day. I would say I'm gonna get out there at 7 and come in at 5, and some pop up. I don't start till 8, so I'm replanning the day. Okay, I'm gonna go from 8 to 6. And so I say that to say you can't really plan because throughout the week unexpected things will happen. So I learned to just focus on putting the time in, regardless of what occurs, regardless of if I don't wake up at whatever time I plan to wake up at. And I think that's the whole thing about readapting, because readapting is a whole lot in regards to getting out of your comfort zone. If you're not used to driving at night, if you're not used to driving in the morning, doing things you're not used to, doing things you're uncomfortable with is a part of readapting. And once I started doing that, just challenging yourself, and then I started seeing the results, like, and it's up from there.
Yeah, man, I remember like the first week when I drove like 84 hours. I think the first week I did it, I think I made like 27 or 2,800. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even know this was possible. Like, people talk, but they weren't making money. And I just made, like 2,700, 2,800. Then, I started asking passengers, like, how much money you think a Uber driver can make? I'm like, some people so stupid, they can't even do math. Like, I don't know, like $500 a month? Like $500 a month? Are you serious?
Yeah, you'll be surprised.
Like,
some of the things they
like
say.
2,000, 2,500. A lot of people, they tend to say around what they make or a little bit less. Like 5,000-6,000. Like, no, you can make more than that. Oh my God, I didn't even know that was possible. Like, maybe I should drive. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. You ain't ready for this grind. They like, oh, that's a lot. Well, then they try to disqualify you. Well, you can't keep that up forever. What about work-life balance? Like, when do you have time to have fun and see your friends? I'm like, shut up. Like,
you still have time. I don't know where that comes from either. It's 24 hours in a day. I'm sleeping for 6 personally. That's 18 left. I'm only working 10. That's 8 hours. Just idle time, traffic time, take away 2. I still got 6 hours of free time. Like,
you broke it down.
That's Monday through, whatever day you drive. I mean, Monday through Friday. Like, Saturday and Sunday, I'm only 5 and 5. So I got plenty of time on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that theory of not having time comes in at.
Yep, exactly. Everybody got the same amount of time per day, man. It all depends how you structure your time and, what time you start and what you're willing to do. Because these same people talk about they don't have time. They got time to watch fucking Netflix, the Jeffrey Dahmer and Vampire Diaries.
All that bullshit.
Yeah, man. Whole bunch of stuff to waste their time. Concerts, Coachella, and music festivals. They people, they prioritize what they care about. And then more often than not, it's something that helps them relieve stress and get like an outlet from their life. People need to have fun to feel like they doing something of importance, but it's really not, because it's not going to help you like get to the next level or take care of your family or do something that's meaningful,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to go? I know John, he probably still driving,
John getting it in.
Yeah, nah, he hustling right now.
Okay. Go ahead. How do you pronounce your name?
Yvette.
You said Yvette? Yvette?
It's Yvette. Like
Yvette?
Yvette,
Okay.
but Yvette. Yeah.
Yvette.
So I just want to say, thank you so much for even doing this, because much like everybody else, I came across YouTube, right? Times was getting a little hard.
Okay.
Just to kind of give you like a little background. I mean, I know I talked to you a little bit about it, but I am a nail tech and I work for myself. So like with inflation and everything going on, business kind of slowed up. And I just, wanted to, I mean, obviously we all need money, right? I mean, I'm gonna just say bills is getting tight, credit card bills is getting tight. I just funded like some things for my business. I'm trying to like branch off into the teaching aspect of doing nails, right? So like
Okay.
I wrote a book and I had to
Hey.
pay to get that done, and my graphic designer and all kind of other crazy stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
needless to say, I was penny pinching like a
Mhm.
motherfucker, okay? And things got really tight. So I was like, man, what's the quickest way I could get this money to like, I mean, I got goals, like big, big goals, right? So I was like, shit, let me just look online, found YouTube. And I just have to say, thank you so much for you and all of the interviews, everybody else, because I'm actually still in the process of trying to get used to this, right?
Nah, no
Like
worries.
I'm in New Orleans and I'm supposed to be driving tonight, right? Because
Okay.
it's popping in the city. So I'm like, shit, but I'm a woman and I have like a little, a hesitancy because people crazy, especially when they drunk.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
it's like, I'm not really like, do I really want to, you know, I don't know, but it's nighttime shit. What time it is? It's like 8:27 by me. So, I mean, even after this call, I'm going to get back out there. Tonight will be my first time readapting and doing things that, I'm not used to, but I'm going to try it.
Good.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, you have to. And
I
thanks
was
for
out there earlier,
Mhm.
but like, I haven't. My goal is to like work overnight and see how that money, because I know New Orleans don't sleep, so it's like I
Right.
know the money is there to be made. So I have yet to make the full 2 racks a week, which is why I was telling you I don't feel like I'm qualified to even speak really,
It's
because
not even
I'm
about
still
that. Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on and shared that story because it's not even about making 2 racks a week. It's more about readapting your mindset, hearing stories what people are struggling with, so we could help you and have this conversation. But
Yes,
yeah, like you have to drive at night so you could be more comfortable, get your confidence up. Of course, try to avoid
yes,
sketchy areas. Like I'll say, 'cause I've been in New Orleans once. Maybe like the downtown areas where everybody gonna be at. Like the
shit.
nice parts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just, things be happening. I mean, I know there's crime everywhere, but I mean, I know
Right,
y'all
right.
know about New Orleans. Like,
Oh, of course.
let's not like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to be careful, but I still can't let that, hinder me and stop my bread, right?
Right.
So, like, I'm still learning and still trying different things, but I love this. Y'all motivate me so much.
Thank you. Glad we can. And yeah, you just gotta
Yes,
get over some of those, mental roadblocks. And like I said, more often than not, it just requires like action and you getting used to and getting comfortable. Like, and if somebody
yes.
looks sketchy, don't even pick them up. Just drive by and fuck it. I mean, it is what it is, man.
Right,
Mm.
right.
And that's just how it is. I know it's probably popping out there because the Saints did win, didn't
Oh yeah, so that's why I'm like, I gotta get out there, you know what I mean?
they?
Like today is like the day I don't wanna, you know what I'm
Big win
saying?
for the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely gotta get out there. So
Okay.
but yeah, I don't wanna be on here too long
No,
because
that's all
I'm
right.
gonna try to attempt, to like have a good night tonight.
Okay.
But
Hell
yeah,
yeah. So
readapting as we speak.
what's been your best week so far?
Well, really, I would well really I don't even wanna say
Okay.
as far
Okay.
as like a dollar amount, because I've only been doing this for like, I've been following your channel for, I want to say for about like maybe 5 months now. And
Okay.
I didn't really start trying it until like maybe a month ago. But I
hmm
was just really just, playing with it,
Yeah. hmm
because I still have my clients too, like my regulars, even though work is slow, I still have like my regular, people to
Yeah.
take care of. So like and that's what I was saying. I haven't even like really made $1,000 in a week yet. So
Okay. No, I mean
probably
everybody,
like,
have a different path. So, that's
yeah.
fine. I mean, it all depends. Like whenever you're ready, when you're ready. Like when
Oh,
you
I'm
ready.
ready now is the
Okay.
the thing. And kind of much like, the rest of them was saying, when it comes to certain things, it's like you really don't have no choice.
Right.
So that's kind of like where I am now with it. Like, I'm not going to give no excuses. I'm not going to be fearful.
hmm
I'm going to just go out here and make this extra bread while I can, because I don't know any other job where I can have such freedom
Yep.
and be able to compensate for what my current situation is lacking. You know
Right.
what I mean?
No, that's facts. Somebody dropped it. Yeah, that's hold on, somebody coming in. Yeah, that's 100% accurate, man. But yeah, we want to see you hit the 2 racks, you know, because that'd be
I
perfect.
know, I
You
want
coming on a
you to.
readapt call, and you know, even if
Yes.
you don't hit 2 racks, if you have like $1,200, $1,500 a week, you know, whatever.
Oh no, I'm gonna get that 2 rags, baby. We
Okay,
gonna get it. We gonna get it.
Chris Line, what's going on, man?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing out there? Yeah, I'm currently driving, so you know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be multi-talented. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yeah. Yes, I reached my 2 racks a week last week. Thank you so much for having me on the show, brother. Appreciate it, dog.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Yeah, so since this is the 2, I'm not sure if you in a route to pick up somebody, but yeah, talk about since you've been driving and what you were doing before, how you readapted your mindset to, you know, better your life.
Oh, what I did was I was employed for about 6 years, and I decided to make my own money and create my own time by doing what I'm doing right now, because that's important to develop that. Because like I was saying to you on the show last week, what happens if there's another shutdown? What are you going to do? How are you going to provide for yourself and your family? So what I did, I said to myself, you know what? Time to live life on my terms. And I love doing this ride share. Man, I don't know why people are complaining, because give me one job out there where you can wake up anytime you would like and make money anytime you want out there. Name me one company. Name me one company.
Nothing I could think of. Nothing I could think of.
And I'm telling everybody out there, they're gonna get their wish, and when Lyft or Uber or whoever goes corporate, I'm done, because I won't have that access to freedom anymore. I won't have access to my time anymore. I don't know why people want all this benefits and all that stuff. Listen, you do your research, you get your own benefits. Like, nobody has to tell you what to eat in the morning. Nobody has to tell you how to dress, but you want society to tell you how to make your money. That makes no sense. 0 cents.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you're right, man. People, it's like they just want stuff. It's like, what about the number one benefit, being in control of your time? You talk about a couple $100s that you could spend on like your own healthcare, life insurance, like, but people, they'll waste that on gym shoes, designer stuff, concerts, traveling. So it's like you could squeeze the money out, you know, if for insurance, if that's what you're worried about. But people, they don't want to do that. They just want it given to them, and they don't realize they're not they're on their time. They have to conform to, you know, the company values and what they want. Even out here, some people they so scared to even express certain opinions about anything because they don't want to be canceled, or they don't want to be you know, disliked, and it's sad, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, what are you doing to separate yourself from society? Because listen, when it comes down to it, the winners are going to win. Regardless of what's going on, the winners out there are going to win. Why? Because they know how to find solutions. That's what I said. That is what it's all about. Finding solutions.
Yes, sir. Man, it's
win
that simple. Yeah,
we got solutions out there.
Well, yeah, we got solutions, and not only solutions, we're gonna have a community of people holding each other accountable, pushing each other, sharing this message. You know, continue to figure things out, and that's what it's about, man. You know, it's not about, oh, what do we want? More money. What do we want it now? Shut up. No, they're not gonna give you nothing. And I wish I could talk to these guys. And it's like, okay, so if they don't give you what you're looking for, what are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
Like what you going to do? Strike? Because you complain about not having money. Now you strike, and now you're not making money. So
exactly.
That's the only thing you can do. Just switch your mindset and be, all right, this ain't gonna work. Now what can I do? Because like you said, man, people don't realize, they get comfortable, but what if there is another, pandemic or, recession, whatever, like now what you gonna do? They're gonna depend on the government. And it was funny because during, the pandemic, a lot of people, man, I'm not about to go back to work. This is the most money I'm making. I'm making more money on, unemployment than I was at my job. And they were just like loving it. But it's like, that's not going to last forever, man.
No, it's not.
It's
And
like
I
they
was
give
one
you-
of those. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was like, yeah, I was going to say real quick, like they just give you rations. Like, here's your little ration.
Facts.
Okay, thank you. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, even during the pandemic, like I was one of those cats out there saying, "Yo, let me work. I don't want to sit at home all day. What's the point of me sitting at home all day? Because I won't be productive. Like, let me get out there, bust my butt, find something to do because I want to be productive.
Right.
Because here's the reality of it: if you're not productive, the world's gonna stop. It's literally gonna stop.
Yep.
If you're not productive, that's what it comes down to.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. The world is going to stop. Or like, imagine you just wasted and squandered this whole opportunity. Like when you young, youthful, you have the energy, you could develop the mindset to work hard, to put yourself in position, compared to now you 50, 60 years old, looking back at all the mistakes that you made, all the time that you wasted. And it's like, you're going to be working till you about 75 because you didn't set yourself up properly. That's a bad way to go about it. So when people ask me what I do for fun and work-life balance, like there is no work-life. I like what I do. I like grinding. And it's like, if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to, but I'm trying to set myself up, now that way I don't have to work as hard, in the future. But I probably will just because I like to find stuff I enjoy doing. But then people go, oh, I'm 75 and the government didn't take care of me, or it's not fair because of this president or that president. And I think that's a bad way to go about it, man.
Oh no, yeah. And part of knowing yourself, this is what I like about you, Rodney, is you know yourself and you know what you're capable of doing. There's a lot of people out there that don't know themselves. So when you don't know yourselves, you're not as confident. Yep. So that's why you can sit up there and say you are the best driver in the world because you know what you're capable of doing.
Yeah, that's facts, and that's why I encourage people to try to drive 84 hours or hit $2,000. So you have to challenge yourself because you would learn a lot about yourself. Like, damn, man, and what am I willing to do everything it takes to make this goal? Because I remember when I first started, my trying to make $2,000 to drive 84 hours. I think it was like the first or second week. I got a flat tire. I had like 4 or 5 rides left to get this bonus. I had a flat tire, and I'm on the way to the San Jose airport. Luckily, I was able to pull over in a safe spot by the airport. And the passenger, he got out the car. He took a taxi to the terminal. And I just changed the tire, and I'm looking at the tire that's flat, and I just started laughing. I'm like, you think I'm gonna give up because of this?
No.
I changed it. I put the donut on. I drove back, 40, 50 miles towards like Hayward, where I was living at. And I got my 5 rides in, picking people up on the donut just to get this bonus. And I think that week I probably made like $2,700. I'm like, I'm not gonna quit. And people need to have those type of moments, like experience that.
Yeah.
Because anybody, okay, I gotta fight. Like, you just got to keep fighting and keep fighting. Some people just give up, and you don't learn from that. You don't grow from that. You just quit. And a lot of people just used to quit different things, man.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you shared that story and shared your your mindset. But we about to get ready to wrap this up here shortly. One more message that I want to share for the people is you already making choices in your life. So the question is, are you choosing the choices that's creating the results you want in your life or not? And if the answer is yes, keep doing it, and let's share what works. And if it doesn't, it's time to change that. If you're not creating the habits and making the choices to propel yourself in the future, man. So before we get up out of here, you know, for like these t-shirts that you seen like in a little ad, I'm gonna play like the ad again, man, and I'll tell you the meaning behind it shortly before we get up out of here. Somebody else is gonna come in. Jonathan Smith.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Just to catch the intermission.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what's funny is it's all different types of people that got up and started talking, but you can notice like kind of similar to the 2 racks a week and what you kind of share with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has the same mindset. It's just we gonna get it at any cost.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got freedom because you're your own boss. And at the end of the day, that's the most important part. Like it's not for fake, it's not for fun. If you have a vehicle, and hell, if you don't even have a vehicle, I mean, Ronnie right now,
Just
you
rent.
renting a Tesla.
Yeah, you could just rent. You could rent
You know
stuff by any means. By any means, do whatever it takes. When I first started, they didn't even have the rental car, but now they got rental cars. You can see exactly where the trip's going, how much money. They didn't have none of this. Now you got all these different factors and options that make money. But I want to tap in with Jonathan. What's going on, Jonathan? I'm not sure if you muted or unmuted. Oh, he muted. He probably just wanted to. I mean, if you wanted to give feedback or anything, you could just type a 1 in the chat. If you want to just kick it and just hang out, just type a 2 in the chat so we'll know. Because some people, they don't want to talk or be on camera, which is fine. My audio isn't working. All right, no worries. So I'm gonna show this little quick video real quick. Then hold on, let me find it. Oops. All right, I'm about to share the screen. All right, this is a video that Jay Eddie did. We both did, but he did. I like his version better than mine, so I'm gonna play this. And this is about like the readapt shirts, man. So we probably gonna come out with some readapt t-shirts. So Yeah, that shit was clean. I like his better than I like mine. Hold on, I still
Sir.
got this.
That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna explain like the meaning of the shirt. So as y'all seen, it was a Grim Reaper on the back of the shirt. So basically, what that symbolizes is you are killing your old self. So the Grim Reaper is stealing the soul of your old person, the person you used to be. All the misconceptions, all the negative mindset, you killing that person off and you readapting your mindset to become the better version of yourself. So that's what the Grim Reaper symbolizes in that shirt, man. You know, so we probably gonna end up coming out with this shirts. That may be the next big thing instead of the 2-rack shirts. But yeah, man, I'm excited for it. And I'll let y'all know what we end up deciding on that. And one last thing before we get up out of here. I would like the people who made it this far, I might cut this segment too, who made it this far as what are your takeaways from this whole thing? And not only that, I want people to make, a note or a video. I would say a video. Make a video that I could share on like YouTube of like your wins or 3 to 5 things that you got from this readapt session and how have you implemented them in your life. And I want to see some progress and hear some progress from some of the subscribers out there, man. So if you can make a short video, 1 minute or 30 seconds, I'll say no more than 1 minute, like your takeaways from this session or just the channel in general, of how you readapted your mindset and the new disciplines and the actions that you begin to implement. You could DM me that video and I'm going to share it on my YouTube channel, man, because I want to hear, people progress and see their success and share it with the world, man. Because I know y'all probably get tired of seeing me doing this shit. And plus I like hearing from other people, seeing them do it too, man, because it means a lot. And the purpose of this in my channel is to learn from each other, hold each other accountable, and and continue to implement the proper steps to be successful and share the knowledge, man. And that has pretty much concluded the first, I was about to say 2 racks a week, the first readapt session. So I want to thank all y'all who joined, who came on. And I appreciate y'all staying this long and, showing up. It means a lot. And continue to grind, continue to stay safe, continue to go after the things that you want. And regardless how hard it gets, don't give up. Just keep trying. And, it would be more of these in the future. So, for the
Thank
people
you
who,
again.
oh yeah, no worries. And we hope to see you on the 2 racks a week.
Yeah, so you got to keep the
challenge.
shirt. You got to keep the shirt because I need
Oh yeah,
mine.
no, I'm keeping the shirts for sure. No, for sure. The shirt, that 2-rack shirt, probably gonna stay. If that, yeah, that's definitely gonna stay. But yeah, we want to see you on there. Yeah.
Yes. I look, when I saw you, I think it was I think you had already interviewed 2 people from New Orleans. I said, oh no, I'm about to be the 3rd one. But then your girl from Miami came through. I said, shit.
Oh yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, the money ain't going nowhere. Whenever you're ready to get it, only when the time is right. But we will be here. So just get out there, get your confidence up, and
going as we speak. Matter of fact, I'm about to get it.
Okay, all right. Well, everybody
y'all
else
have a good one.
Yeah, y'all have a good night too. Cause I'm about to go back out there my damn self. I gotta move this stuff around. I got like 8 more rides to get my bonus. So I'm about to hop back out there my damn self. And yeah, I'm gonna post this video probably sometime this week, either Monday or Tuesday. So be on the lookout for it. And that is it, ladies.
Blessings.
Gentlemen, I don't have my glasses today over here. So. But until next time, over and out. Holla back.
Yo.
Drum roll, guitar. Give me some other instruments. Violin.
I couldn't think of that.
Saxophone. Flute. All right. Peace.